Pastor Jeff here, and today I want to revisit two verses that we looked at this past Sunday on this week's installment of Wednesday Encouragement. One of the main themes from this past Sunday's sermon was the theme of humility. In 1 Peter 5, verses 6 and 7, it says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you." I think we all could agree that one of the main themes of this year's pandemic has been anxiety. This word anxiety here in verse 7 comes from a root word about the things you care about. The things we care about often cause us anxiety. So a decent translation of this verse could be, cast all your cares on him because he cares for you. I believe the anxiety comes in regards to the things we care about when we feel like we have no control over the situations that we find ourselves in. And this year is a prime example of that. I know this is hard to believe for some of our younger viewers, but we used to not have GPS or phones that had GPS on them. We used to have to use maps. We literally had to use paper maps to find our way around this world. When I was young, one of the things that caused me a lot of anxiety was when we'd go on a trip, and even though my father was using a map, we would still oftentimes find ourselves lost. In most of those situations, my mom would often turn to my dad and say, "How about we stop and ask for directions?" In which the response of my father often was, "No, we can figure this out." And the anxiety would build. I vowed as a young child that I would never put myself in that kind of position. If I found myself lost, I would ask somebody else, because there's information that I do not have that somebody else might. Verse 6 helps us with this, where it says, "Humble yourselves therefore under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." The real issue of anxiety comes down to control. There's a situation that we cannot control. So the humble response is to ask for help. And ask for help from somebody who knows the outcome. Sometimes in our world, we use phrases or we hear phrases like, "Nobody is going to help you. You have to help yourself." But I honestly believe we become more a man or a woman when we understand and are okay with not having all the answers. So if you are dealing with hopelessness today or anxiety based on what's going on in the world, know that there is a God who cares for you. So cast your cares upon him. It will take humility to trust him, but he cares about the things you care about. So entrust him with those today. Go in peace.